Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ed, and I had a question in the WSO thread about opening some of these PSD files that Brian asked. So I tried to explain it to him over a PM through the Warrior Forum, but those tend to get wordy and it's hard to explain what I'm talking about. So I figured it'd be easier to just show the answer to his question in video format, so that's what we're going to do. So he was referencing the free logodesign.net site, and they have a few of the other sites and some of the PSD files that you get from when you download from there. Alright, so I'm going to jump in Photoshop, and then I'm also going to jump in GIMP afterwards, depending on what you're using. But if you're using Photoshop, the one thing Brian was asking about was sometimes they have this, they put their like a layer with their logo, and if you download some of their character stuff, it's even bigger. It'll cover the whole thing with their logo, the whole screen with their logo, and it's locked up here in Photoshop. But if you see here the lock, if you're clicked off here, this goes away. But as long as you're clicked on that, you can come up here and click that lock, and then it unlocks, and then you just click the eyeball off and it's gone. It won't show up. Alright, now even with it locked, you can still turn the eyeball off and it'll disappear. So, and then his other question was about the type, and it looks like what they've done with the type is they've gone ahead and made, these aren't actually text layers, they've taken a text layer and then turned it into an image, a vector. So that way you can resize it and things like that, and it doesn't pixelate as much. So what I would do is, if I was using this as a logo, I would just go ahead and turn these off, and then I would use something like the text tool to put in a logo here, and maybe it's blast off, oops, media. Alright, and we'll go ahead and resize that so we can see it, and change the font to a free font, something like, I don't know, Franchise is a good free font that I like. Alright, and let's go ahead and make it a little bigger, because Franchise is a little bit of a condensed font. And then we'll space the letters out, and then of course you can change the colors to match. So I would just use the color pointer here, maybe something like that. Or if I wanted to have a little variety, I would change this color to like the lighter blue. So then there we go. So there it is, just the free logo, and I've changed the name to my company and changed the colors. If you're doing this in GIMP, alright, it works just about the same, except actually that oh yeah, it's still there, the logo thing. You just hit the little eyeball, turn it off. Now I'm the furthest thing from a GIMP expert, so I'm not going to be giving any GIMP how-tos just yet. So but what I would do is, if I want to use GIMP to create a logo from this, I'd go ahead and turn this off and turn this off, and then I would go ahead and use the text tool, if I can find it. There we go. And like I said, I'm not good with GIMP here, so you would just move this like I did in Photoshop and change the text and the font and the color and do all that. So pretty simple. Now some of the other files I'm going to show you, some of the mascot files are a little different. They give you the AI file, the Adobe Illustrator file, and I'm going to make another video kind of explaining the shortcut I use to still use those files without opening Illustrator or Inkscape, which is a free software that's similar to Illustrator. But I'm going to show you how I do it just in Photoshop and these other programs, and just with some cropping and erasing. So I'll do that in another video. Hope this helps. Take it easy.